Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Accent Training Podcast. My name is Pat. I'm your personal American accent coach. And as your accent coach, it's important that I make sure you aren't wasting your time running in circles with your training. Because, let's be honest, there are a lot of free methods out there, especially when you're just using free content, that lead to a dead end. There's just random tips, no real structure, zero feedback. You're just left guessing. You feel lost, and you really aren't sure if you're doing anything to move the needle here. Now, if you want to have power in your voice when you walk into a meeting, and if you want to hold everybody's attention, you need more than just random YouTube videos to get the job done. This is where the accent acceleration system comes in. The accent acceleration system is your personal blueprint for American accent mastery. This is a premium accent training group which I just launched, and you can start today at $37 a month. You see, this is a group designed for professionals who are ready to take control of your accent, control of your English speaking, and overall, your control of how you're perceived in your industry and what your career's impact is going to be in that industry. Now, after the first 3 weeks, you're going to reach your first milestone with this system. You're going to feel more vocal stamina, meaning that your voice will stay stronger for longer. Not only in English, but in all of your spoken languages. You'll also hear clearer the intonation that Americans are using when speaking, and you'll develop a better instinct to understand the emotion or the reason behind the words, not just the logic of the words themselves. So by week number 3, your voice is going to have the clear power that Americans listen for, and you'll start to get a grasp on the patterns behind that power. Now, our next milestone comes around week 12. By week 12, you'll have trained every core American accent sound. And the overall things that you're going to notice are, number one, people's voices will be clearer when they're speaking just because you'll now understand every sound that they're making. And that's going to mean way fewer hesitations when you are speaking. And that's what's going to give you the confidence that you're really here for, right? And then our third milestone is what you're going to see around week 26 of this 6-month training program. That's the ending here. By then, you'll have a great grasp on the American R, the American TH, the L sounds, all very difficult to develop, especially if you aren't following a structured method. Luckily for you, the accent acceleration system is a structured method that's been developed over the past 6 years to take on difficult articulations of the American accent strategically. And you'll be able to express yourself in English, not only in one-on-one conversations, but in group settings, in meetings. Because the accent acceleration system is designed for you to adapt the highest priority sounds and patterns of the American accent to join in high-stakes discussions, negotiations, meetings, just like any native English speaker who's also present and participating confidently in their native language. And so after 6 months, you're going to have the confidence to not only walk into those meetings and know that your voice is going to connect with people, but you'll have the confidence to lead meetings, to connect with large groups of people, and you'll ensure that your voice is heard and respected. Now, I say 6 months because we've got to paint a realistic picture here. All right, I'm not going to just tell you, yeah, you could do this all in 1 week. You know, you're going to master this in 3 weeks. That's what some people might say, right? That's just marketing. 6 months is about what it takes to see some progress here. Now let's compare the outcome of the accent acceleration system to the outcome of practicing with free content online. Milestone number 1, after 3 weeks, you'll learn a few common tips, and if you stay on track and if you have a plan, you may be able to implement some of these tips, but you won't really get any feedback on whether or not you're doing them well, and you might just be running in circles. After 12 weeks, you may gain a surface level understanding of intonation, but no real materials to help you implement or guidance or tasks or feedback to get beyond that surface level understanding, to bridge the gap between the YouTube video and the Zoom meeting. And if you stick with it for 6 months, which most people would just give up and they wouldn't even stick with it, but if you stick with free content for 6 months, sure, you'll pick up maybe some random vocabulary and a few idiomatic expressions which you aren't entirely sure whether or not they're useful. And chances are you'll still be struggling to actually connect them to your professional life. After 6 months of free content, most people are still pretty stuck. And they might sound a little bit better, but it's frustrating and slow, and there's no clear vision forward. Free content simply leaves you lost and confused. The accent acceleration system, however, gives you a clear roadmap, expert guidance, and a supportive community to accelerate your progress. The best part is, you won't be training alone. This system is designed with live group trainings, feedback, Q&A opportunities, everything that you need to point yourself in the right direction and start accent training without relying on a coach for constant guidance here. You'll be learning alongside a community of motivated professionals, supporting each other and even celebrating each other's wins and progress together. This is where you'll find motivation, accountability, and that personalized feedback that you really need to excel and bridge that gap between your lessons and real-life American accent implementation. Because this isn't just about improving your accent, right? It's about transforming your confidence, your communication, your entire career. It's about unlocking your full potential and making the impact you were born to make by simply being yourself and expressing yourself just as confidently in English as you would if you were speaking your first language. So are you ready to stop dreaming and start doing? Join the Accent Acceleration System today. For a limited time, you can enroll for just $37 a month. And once you're in at that price, you're locked in. So even when I raise the prices later on, you'll still retain your access at $37 a month. The community's already moving at full steam. We've already held our first live calls. I'm looking at your accent training materials and tasks to implement this accent acceleration system right now. And we've already got an active group training with these materials daily. So if you want to get in on the action, don't wait another day. Your voice deserves to be heard. Click the link in the description of this episode and claim your spot in the Accent Acceleration System at only $37 a month. Let's get started now, my friend.